Listen. Right now, at this very moment, there's a war happening. Not out there in the world. Inside you. Inside your head. A war between the person you are and the person you know you're supposed to be. Between comfort and greatness. Between excuses and execution. Between the voice that tells you to quit and the voice that knows you're capable of so much more. And here's what most people don't understand. This war, it's not optional. You're in it whether you like it or not. The only question is, are you going to master your mind, or are you going to let it crush you? Because those are your only two options. There is no middle ground. There is no neutral zone where you just coast through life and everything works out. That's a fairy tale. That's a lie you tell yourself when you're too scared to face the truth. The truth is this: if you don't take control of your thoughts, your habits, your decisions, someone else will. Life will. Circumstance will. Fear will. Laziness will. And they will crush you. They will take everything you could have been and turn it into a pile of regrets and what-ifs. So let me ask you something. How much longer are you going to let your mind beat you? How many more mornings are you going to wake up disappointed in yourself? How many more nights are you going to go to bed knowing you didn't give your best? Knowing you let another day slip through your fingers because you were too comfortable, too distracted, too weak to do what needed to be done? You know the answer. You feel it right now. That weight in your chest. That guilt. That frustration. That's your mind crushing you. That's what happens when you don't master it. It turns on you. It becomes your worst enemy. And the longer you let it win, the heavier it gets. The harder it becomes to break free. But here's the good news. You're still here. You're still listening. Which means there's still a part of you that refuses to quit. A part of you that knows you're meant for more. A part of you that's ready to stop playing games and start doing the work. That part? That's the warrior inside you. And it's time to wake it up. Let's talk about pain. Real pain. Not the kind of pain that comes from a workout or a hard day at work. I'm talking about the pain of living beneath your potential. The pain of knowing you could be better, do better, be more. But choosing not to. That pain is different. That pain is soul-crushing. Because it doesn't go away. You can numb it with distractions. You can bury it with excuses. You can ignore it for days, weeks, months. But it's always there. Whispering to you in the quiet moments. Reminding you that you're not who you said you'd be. That you're not where you said you'd be. That you're settling. That you're wasting time. That you're losing. And the worst part? You know it's true. You know you've been holding back. Playing small. Playing safe. Avoiding the hard conversations. Avoiding the hard work. Avoiding the mirror. Because if you really looked at yourself, I mean really looked, you'd have to admit that you've been lying. To yourself. To the people around you. To the person you want to become. You'd have to admit that fear has been running your life. That comfort has been your drug. That mediocrity has been your home. And admitting that? That hurts. But here's what you need to understand. That pain you're feeling? That's not your enemy. That's your alarm clock. That's life screaming at you to wake up. To stop sleepwalking through your days. To stop pretending that everything's fine when it's not. Pain is information. It's your mind telling you something needs to change. And you have two choices. You can listen to it and do something about it. Or you can ignore it and let it crush you. Most people choose the second option. They choose to stay comfortable. They choose to stay distracted. They choose to keep lying to themselves until one day they wake up and realize they've wasted years of their life. Don't be most people. Most people are miserable. Most people are stuck. Most people are living lives they hate because they're too afraid to change. You're better than that. You know you are. So stop running from the pain. Stop avoiding it. Face it. Feel it. Let it fuel you. Because on the other side of that pain is the person you're meant to be. But you have to go through it. You have to master your mind first. Let's get real for a second. You've been talking about change for how long now? Months? Years? How many times have you told yourself, this is it? This is the moment. I'm going to turn everything around? And how many times have you failed to follow through? How many times have you started strong on Monday only to fall apart by Wednesday? How many times have you set goals, made plans, got motivated, and then did nothing? I'll tell you why. Because motivation is a feeling. And feelings fade. Feelings are unreliable. Feelings change with the weather, with your mood, with how much sleep you got last night. You can't build a life on feelings. You can't build greatness on motivation alone. You need something stronger. You need discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is gone. Discipline is what makes you get up at 5 a.m. when your body wants to sleep. Discipline is what makes you do the workout when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what makes you stay focused when everyone around you is distracted. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. And discipline starts in your mind. It starts with mastering your thoughts. It starts with refusing to let your emotions control your actions. It starts with deciding that no matter how you feel, you're going to do what needs to be done. Every single day. No excuses. No negotiations. No, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. All you have is right now. This moment. This decision. Are you going to master your mind, or are you going to let it crush you? Are you going to take control, or are you going to keep making excuses? Because here's the truth. Excuses are easier than effort. Complaining is easier than change. Blaming is easier than building. And that's why most people stay stuck. They choose easy. They choose comfort. They choose the path of least resistance. And then they wonder why their life doesn't change. You want a different result? You need to make different choices. You want to level up? You need to master your mind first. You need to stop negotiating with yourself. You need to stop giving yourself a way out. You need to commit. Fully. Completely. With everything you've got. No backup plan. No safety net. Just you, your goals, and the willingness to do whatever it takes. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what separates the people who make it from the people who don't. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not connections. It's mental toughness. It's the ability to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. It's the ability to master your mind when your mind is trying to crush you. Let's talk about sacrifice. Because nobody wants to talk about this part. Everybody wants the results. Everybody wants the success, the money, the recognition, the respect. But nobody wants to pay the price. Nobody wants to sacrifice. And that's the problem. You can't have both. You can't have the life you want and keep living the way you're living. You can't have the body you want and keep eating the way you're eating. You can't have the career you want and keep working the way you're working. You can't have the relationships you want and keep being the person you're being. Something has to change. And that something is you. You have to sacrifice the old version of yourself. The version that makes excuses. The version that quits when things get hard. The version that chooses comfort over growth. That version has to die. And let me tell you, that's not easy. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely. Because when you start to change, when you start to level up, when you start to master your mind, not everyone is going to understand. Not everyone is going to support you. Some people are going to judge you. Some people are going to question you. Some people are going to try to pull you back down. Because your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your discipline highlights their lack of it. Your commitment exposes their excuses. And they can't handle that. So they'll try to convince you to stay small. To stay comfortable. To stay where you are. Don't listen to them. Don't let other people's limitations become yours. Don't let their fear infect your mind. You have to protect your mind like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. Your mind is everything. Your thoughts create your reality. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your actions determine your results. If you want different results, you need different actions. If you want different actions, you need different beliefs. If you want different beliefs, you need to master your mind. You need to be intentional about what you think, what you focus on, what you consume. Because everything you allow into your mind is either building you up or tearing you down. There's no neutral input. Every video you watch, every song you listen to, every conversation you have, every thought you entertain, it's either making you stronger or making you weaker. It's either helping you master your mind or helping your mind crush you. So be selective. Be ruthless. Cut out the noise. Cut out the distractions. Cut out the negativity. Cut out the people who drain your energy. Cut out the habits that keep you stuck. Sacrifice the things that don't serve your vision. Because you can't take everything with you to the next level. You have to let go. You have to make room. You have to choose. And the choice is simple. Temporary comfort or permanent growth. Short-term pleasure or long-term success. The easy path or the right path. Pick your pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Because either way, you're going to feel pain. The question is, which pain can you live with? Here's what they don't tell you about pressure. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is your teacher. Pressure reveals who you really are. It exposes your weaknesses. It tests your commitment. It separates the people who are serious from the people who are just talking. When the pressure hits, and it will hit, you're going to find out what you're made of. You're going to find out if all that talk means anything. You're going to find out if you're really ready to do what it takes. And here's the hard truth. Most people crack under pressure. Most people fold. Most people quit. Not because they're weak, but because they never trained their mind to handle it. They never built the mental toughness required to keep going when things get hard. They never mastered their mind. So when the pressure comes, their mind crushes them. It tells them they're not good enough. It tells them it's too hard. It tells them to give up. And they listen. They believe it. They quit. And then they spend the rest of their life wondering what could have been. Don't be that person. Be the person who thrives under pressure. Be the person who gets stronger when things get harder. Be the person who refuses to break. Because pressure doesn't break you. It reveals you. And if you've been doing the work, if you've been mastering your mind, if you've been building discipline, pressure will reveal a warrior. It will reveal someone who can't be stopped. Someone who won't quit. Someone who's willing to do whatever it takes. That's who you are. That's who you're becoming. But you have to embrace the pressure. You have to welcome it. You have to see it for what it is. An opportunity to prove to yourself that you're not the same person you used to be. That you've grown. That you've changed. That you've mastered your mind. Because here's the thing about pressure. It creates diamonds. It takes something ordinary and turns it into something extraordinary. But only if you can withstand it. Only if you can endure it. Only if you can master your mind long enough to let the process work. Most people can't. Most people tap out too early. They feel the heat and they run. They feel the weight and they crumble. But not you. You're built different. You're willing to stay in the fire. You're willing to carry the weight. You're willing to endure. Because you understand that pressure is temporary. But the person you become because of it, that's permanent. That's forever. That's legacy. Let's talk about identity. Because this is where most people get stuck. They want to change their life, but they don't want to change who they are. They want new results, but they want to keep their old identity. And it doesn't work like that. You can't become a new person by doing the same things. You can't level up by staying the same. If you want a different life, you need to become a different person. You need to shift your identity. You need to stop seeing yourself as the person you were and start seeing yourself as the person you're becoming. Because the way you see yourself determines the way you act. And the way you act determines the results you get. If you see yourself as lazy, you'll act lazy. If you see yourself as undisciplined, you'll act undisciplined. If you see yourself as a victim, you'll act like a victim. But if you see yourself as a warrior, if you see yourself as disciplined, if you see yourself as unstoppable, you'll act accordingly. You'll make different choices. You'll take different actions. You'll get different results. So stop identifying with your past. Stop letting your old self dictate your future. Stop saying things like, I'm just not a morning person, or I've never been good at that, or that's just who I am. That's a lie. That's not who you are. That's who you were. Who you are is whoever you decide to be. Right now. In this moment. You have the power to rewrite your identity. You have the power to decide that you're no longer the person who quits. That you're no longer the person who makes excuses. That you're no longer the person who settles. You are the person who finishes what they start. You are the person who does the work. You are the person who masters their mind. Say it out loud. Believe it. Live it. Because your identity is not fixed. It's fluid. It's constantly being shaped by your thoughts, your words, your actions. Every decision you make is either reinforcing your old identity or creating your new one. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're becoming more disciplined. Every time you choose action over procrastination, you're becoming more of a doer. Every time you choose growth over fear, you're becoming more courageous. And the more you make those choices, the stronger your new identity becomes. Until one day, you don't have to try anymore. You don't have to force it. Because it's just who you are. That's when you know you've mastered your mind. That's when you know you've won the war. But let me be clear. This is not a one-time thing. This is not something you do once and you're done. Mastering your mind is a daily practice. It's a commitment you make every single day. Because your mind is going to try to pull you back. It's going to test you. It's going to remind you how comfortable your old life was. It's going to whisper doubts. It's going to plant seeds of fear. And if you're not careful, if you're not vigilant, if you let your guard down, it will crush you. It will pull you back into old patterns, old habits, old ways of thinking. And before you know it, you'll be right back where you started. So you have to stay sharp. You have to stay disciplined. You have to stay committed. Every single day. No days off. No cheat days. No, I'll get back on track tomorrow. Every day is a battle. Every day is a choice. Every day you're either moving forward or you're falling back. There is no standing still. You're either mastering your mind or it's crushing you. And the only way to win is to show up. Every single day. Do the work when you don't feel like it. Stay focused when everything around you is chaos. Keep pushing when your body wants to quit. Keep believing when the results aren't showing yet. That's what separates the great from the average. The great don't quit when things get hard. They don't stop when they're tired. They don't give up when they're frustrated. They keep going. They keep pushing. They keep fighting. Because they know that success is not about one big moment. It's about 1,000 small moments. 1,000 small decisions. 1,000 small victories. And those victories add up. They compound. They build momentum. And eventually, that momentum becomes unstoppable. But it starts with you. It starts with your mind. It starts with the decision to master it instead of letting it master you. Let's talk about action. Because everything we've talked about means nothing without action. You can have the best intentions. You can have the strongest motivation. You can have the clearest vision. But if you don't take action, none of it matters. Action is where the magic happens. Action is where dreams become reality. Action is where you prove to yourself that you're serious. And action doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be consistent. It just has to be real. Too many people wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they have all the answers. They wait until the conditions are just right. And they wait. And they wait. And they never do anything. Because the perfect moment never comes. You're never going to feel 100% ready. You're never going to have all the answers. The conditions are never going to be perfect. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop planning and preparing and getting ready to get ready. Just start. Take one step. Then take another. Then another. Because action creates clarity. Action creates confidence. Action creates results. And the more action you take, the more momentum you build. The more momentum you build, the easier it gets. The easier it gets, the more you do. And before you know it, you're unstoppable. But you have to start. You have to take that first step. Today. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel like it. Now. Because every moment you wait is a moment you're letting your mind crush you. Every moment you hesitate is a moment you're choosing fear over courage. Every moment you delay is a moment you're reinforcing the old identity you're trying to leave behind. So do something. Anything. Make a decision and commit to it. Take action and don't look back. Because the only way out is through. The only way forward is action. The only way to master your mind is to prove to it that you're in control. And you prove that through your actions. Through your consistency. Through your relentless commitment to doing what needs to be done. No matter how you feel. No matter what's going on around you. No matter how hard it gets. You show up. You do the work. You take the next step. That's how you win. That's how you master your mind. That's how you build the life you want. Let's talk about legacy. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's not just about you. It's not just about your goals, your dreams, your success. It's about what you leave behind. It's about the impact you make. It's about the example you set. Because people are watching you. Your kids are watching. Your family is watching. Your friends are watching. And they're learning from you. They're learning whether it's okay to quit when things get hard. They're learning whether it's okay to make excuses. They're learning whether it's okay to settle for less than you're capable of. What are you teaching them? What legacy are you creating? Are you showing them what it looks like to master your mind? Or are you showing them what it looks like to get crushed by it? Because your life is your message. Your actions are your legacy. And you get to decide what that legacy is. You get to decide if you're going to be remembered as someone who talked a lot but did nothing. Or as someone who faced their fears, did the hard work, and became everything they were capable of becoming. You get to decide if you're going to be the person who gave up when things got tough. Or the person who kept going when everyone else quit? You get to decide if you're going to be the person who let their mind crush them, or the person who mastered their mind and used it to build something incredible. That choice is yours. And it's a choice you make every single day. With every decision. With every action. With every thought. You're either building a legacy of strength, discipline, and greatness, or you're building a legacy of excuses, mediocrity, and regret. Which one do you want? Which one are you willing to fight for? Because building a legacy worth leaving takes work. It takes sacrifice. It takes pain. It takes mastering your mind every single day. But it's worth it. It's worth it to know that you gave everything you had. It's worth it to know that you didn't quit. It's worth it to know that you became the person you were meant to be. And it's worth it to know that you inspired others to do the same. That's legacy. That's impact. That's what this is all about. So here we are, at the end of this conversation. But really, this is just the beginning. Because everything we've talked about means nothing if you don't do something with it. If you just listen and then go back to your old life. If you just get motivated for a moment and then let it fade. If you just think about changing but never actually change. That's not enough. You have to do more. You have to be more. You have to decide, right now, in this moment, that you're done playing small. That you're done making excuses. That you're done letting your mind crush you. You have to decide that you're going to master your mind. No matter what it takes. No matter how hard it gets. No matter how long it takes. You're going to do the work. You're going to stay disciplined. You're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep fighting. You're going to keep showing up. Every single day. Because you know that's the only way. You know that there are no shortcuts. You know that there are no hacks. You know that success is earned, not given. And you're willing to earn it. You're willing to pay the price. You're willing to sacrifice. You're willing to suffer. Because you know that on the other side of that suffering is everything you've ever wanted. The life you dream about. The person you want to become. The legacy you want to leave. It's all there. Waiting for you. But you have to go get it. You have to fight for it. You have to master your mind first. Because if you don't, it will crush you. It will keep you stuck. It will keep you small. It will keep you from ever becoming who you're meant to be. And you can't let that happen. You won't let that happen. Because you're a warrior. You're a fighter. You're someone who refuses to quit. Someone who refuses to settle. Someone who refuses to let fear win. And starting today, starting right now, you're going to prove it. You're going to show the world what you're made of. You're going to show yourself what you're capable of. You're going to master your mind. And then you're going to use that mind to build the life you were meant to live. No excuses. No regrets. No holding back. Just you, your goals, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. That's who you are. That's who you're becoming. Now get up. Do the work. Master your mind. Or get crushed. The choice is yours. Make it count.